hate to cut you off, but I'm gonna lose control. If I can't get on the mic and spin me a verse on this here overload, never told.
When it's time to go and get the bag,
I'ma hit the road.
just run the town.
I'm in a different mode. Kick this game overload.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the things you see. What are the problems in relationships in Palm Beach County that you see, especially in the Black community? Because I did not know how aggressive Jamaican men were. And I've been to Jamaica.
Yeah.
I've had them tell my wife, Mother Africa,
Yeah.
you come down here. And I'm like, yeah, talk that talk. Yeah. No, you know, and I don't mind because, you know, I know, we comfortable over here.
Yes.
But, you know, but what are the issues that you're seeing? What are keeping people apart? Because you say it's so many singles, but I'm seeing a lot of babies being made.
Yes. So I would say the number one is stepping out on your partner. No trust, bad communication. And the number one thing that I feel is the biggest issue nowadays in relationships is the struggle for power. Basically, you have either the woman making more or the man making more, and that's always an issue because they're not equal. They're not on the same playing field, and they're using the money to control their partner, whether man or woman. And that's one of the main things I feel.
Can I give a pushback though? Again,
Yes. Pushback.
I met my wife when she was 18. She, you know, at one point had to come live with me. So that the house that I had my friends, because she was part of a big group. There was like 6 of them living in this nice house in Grambling, Louisiana. I was on that power trip. You know, I bought you all the Chinese food and pizza and this and that. But I always knew my wife wanted to be a physician. And I always knew and went to therapy about it to be like, when she doesn't need you, is it still going to be the same dynamic? Do you think that power, if it's a woman and she is making more money than this man, and is it if the man isn't secure enough to say, you might be making more money, but I'm the, you know, you the woman king, but I'm still the king. I'm still calling shots here. So if you're going to be with me, this is how it's going to go. This is how it's going to roll, especially if we're talking about, you know, our community, but you could be talking about any community. A man has to be a man. I think women want a man who is going to give you some good game. He's going to put something in you. And that means he has to be exposed to some good things in life. Is it a man issue? Or is it that the women are so disrespectful and rude and, you know, I'm educated and I really could just, like Beyonce say, you know, I can get another one. But you see what she got even after, you know, he stepped out, and that ain't nothing new.
Yeah.
You know, so what is it? Or is it a mix of all of it? I don't know.
I think it's a mix of all of it. But I feel the main thing is just having an inferior complex, whether it be male or female. You feel like the thing is money nowadays dominate relationships. Well, some relationships. And the way people basically work with each other. If I'm your wife and I make more money, I'm not going to let the money come between us, because my mother always said, I'm going to use her because my father didn't say this. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine.
Yeah.
When the real truth should be what's yours is mine and what's mine is yours. Because when you become one, you know, everything should go into the pool, and then you guys use it however. Yeah. If I make more money, I'm not going to be like, okay, so I make more money, so don't use my money. Don't do this. No, you guys get one account, you put that money in it. And if you want to stash some, that's your business. Yeah. But I'm not going to let my money run away my partner. Yeah. No. If I make more money and I feel like, okay, I want to go to Dubai next week, I'm going to book tickets, babe. Let's go. I'm not going to use it against you, but some women do. And some men do. Some men, because they make more money, they're controlling, they're arrogant, they're disrespectful. They feel like they have to lock you down or treat you a certain type of way because they make more money. And I think that's one of the main issues in relationships.
I wonder though, do they want to lock you down? Because I live in a bubble, I told you.
Yes.
And so I don't have to deal like with a lot of stuff. People, I said, what? They said, what? Like, people are people. Even my kids have free will to do. You can't make a kid, you direct and you say, this is how it goes in this house. The day that you don't like it in this house, like my mother told me, there's the door.
Yeah.
You can go.
Pretty much.
You know, it's okay.
Yeah.
We love you, but it's okay.
It's okay.
So it's like, do they lock you down because they are scared of losing you because no one else will put up with the nonsense and their BS? I like, what do you see out there when you study it?
I think that they want to lock you down because they just want to be controlling. They want to be some men are men where they really want to be dominant. When I say men, you have men and you have men. In my terminology. Okay.
You can make your own dictionary.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But we got you.
Yeah. So they want to be men and they want to dominate you, but because they have the money, they have more power because they have more money.
So they think.
So they think. So I think that if I'm dating you and you're making more money and you want to live a certain type of lifestyle, elevate yourself. Use your partner if you have to elevate. You understand? But some people they're complacent and they just want to be comfortable and, lounge around. Meanwhile, this person do more. Meanwhile, you're doing less. That's why I say it's always good to be equal.
I'm tripping right now because I want to know. I really want to know this. And if you have any insight, if there's a woman making more money somewhere in the world, there's a man who say, let her make that money so I can play video games all day and hang with my friends while she's at work. And as long as I'm in by this time, I'm cool with that. Like, there's some men who would jump at being with a Beyonce, Rihanna. They would jump at it right now because they'd be like, oh, I'm a Jill Scott. Yeah, I didn't forget you, Jill, because now you single. I can only mention the folks who are single legally, But those people don't get attracted to those men who want that, or vice versa. Well, sometimes men like a woman who lounges around, but they want them to jump and do a whole parade. But it's just interesting how opposites attract, and you have folks who like, yeah, just take care of me, baby. That's it. Pick out my clothes. I'm not tripping. I didn't have no clothes before you. You know, do you find that like dynamic? Just the opposites attract, or how do we hook these people up?
How do we hook these people up? Basically, you just have to put yourself out there. You have to date, properly date. If I go on a date, an hour, because 5 minutes is really not going to do it. An hour into talking to you, I feel like I know if I want to keep dating you or not. Where's your head at? Where you want to be? How do you think our relationship is going to work? In my past relationship, I make more money than my partner. And the money wasn't the issue. It's the struggle of power was the issue. He worked. He always worked. I believe that, okay, so I'm the woman and I make more money. I don't mind. I'm not going to shove it in your face as long as you're active. You go to work. You're still bringing in your own. That's fine. But some people can get real arrogant about money. And I don't think that should be an issue. Yes, in the world we live in now, we need money to live comfortably. We need money to do everything. But
Scriptures say that you need money for all things.
You need money for everything. But I think finding someone you like, who's on your level, who you can relate to, I think that's what people need to really focus on more is, similar personalities.
Okay. And what about,
and compromise.
Compromise a big thing. Relationships are business. And if you don't think relationships are business, you ain't in the right one, or you haven't had the right one for a long enough time. This is a business, so we need to have structure. We need to have plans. Some of y'all scrum masters and PMPs and all that, you got the best planning until it comes to your relationship. And there has to be rules, flat out. But reading and educating yourself, when people get complacent, I think people who don't read or want to explore and travel, they get boring. Like all you want to do is sit around the house and do what? Watch Netflix and chill?
Because you don't educate yourself. Seeing other cultures, going to other places, trying new things, you won't know what the real world is like. Watching TV won't do it. You have to go out there and see what the world is like.
Yeah.
You know, see how other people act, you know, how they live. And for instance, when I went to Thailand, I've been to a lot of islands.
You know what you need to do in Thailand? You need to ride an elephant and have it flip you up from the trunk.
I did that.
I know. I'm setting you up. I'm setting you up. I saw that picture. I said, now that's fun. That looks like fun.
That was great. Yes, that was great. So again, I've been to a lot of the islands, but I am used to the islands, you know, being like third worldish, but not all of them are. You have, I believe you have the good parts, and then you have the bad parts, and you have the medium parts. You know what I mean, economically.
Yeah.
So, but going to Thailand, that was not a part of the island. It was an eye opener. You know, children running in the street bare feet. These homes that are made of zinc and wood, and you know they're kind of leaning sideways. You know, it was an eye opener. Like, wow, this part of the world is like this, and it was just such an eye opener. Like, it humbled me. Like, you just have to be thankful for whatever you have.
Yeah. And thankful for what you don't have, because you see what others do. Like, dang, I ain't got to deal with monkeypox. Like, this whole little corridor got, you know, something going on.
Yeah.
Africa, you haven't been yet, right?
I'm dying to go.
We're going in November.
I can't go.
Going in November. If not November, you know, you say when you see the post and it says I'm in Cameroon, yeah, we got space.
Okay,
we got space.
All right.
You know,
I'll be booking the next trip, I believe.
Yeah, and that's because that one is more of a that's a different trip. In November, it's pure luxury, pure organized.
Okay.
And when you just see me there and you say I'm coming,
okay,
I'm coming, because the fam is with me, and that's the part that you say, dang, this is us, and you'll see great things. But why do you think this? You've been to Thailand, you've been all, you know, Colombia, Mexico. Why don't more Jamaicans go to Africa? Why don't more Jamaicans do their DNA so they can come get a citizenship like me and my family? Well, me and my kids did. My wife being from there, she doesn't need that. But why don't they connect more? Because in the music, in the reggae, it's there. But why not in the, we're going back. I know I've been to Ethiopia. My brothers in Shashamani, they doing their thing. But why are the majority not saying we're going to tap in and find out where we're from?
It is the stigma that the media puts on Africa.
Even in Jamaica.
In Jamaica as well.
Okay.
It's the stigma. I hear people say, I wouldn't travel to Jamaica. I don't want to go there. There's too many killings. And even Jamaicans say they wouldn't go back. I think it's the stigma that the media puts on certain places why people are afraid. I don't focus on the media. Right before I went to Cancun for July 4th, before that, they said they had a big shootout there. I went anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm probably not going to be where the shootout going to be.
Yeah.
Okay. So I went anyway. And I go to Jamaica quite often. I have never experienced any violence. And I go all over.
God.
I'm outside. I'm inside. I'm in the hood. I'm over here at the resort. I'm everywhere. And I have never experienced violence. But everyone has their own experience. But again, I think it's a stigma that the media puts on places. Africa, I watch a lot of African movies. And I want to go there just to experience it. You know, and also walking that line in the jungle. I really want to do that. So, but it's the stigma people put on places, or the media put on places, why people are afraid to travel there.
Okay. And I'm glad that you say in Jamaica because they even scare people. Well, women, you can't go. And here you are, Palm Beach Barbie, and you going getting attention and you're going and flowing. And I've dealt with so many women who have been violated and this and that. And I say, if you've been violated, me and Faith on Love and whoever else, we need to just pull up on that person, so we can get these people out of society globally because it's enough folks who will lay down with you. You ain't got to force nobody to, but you hear the stories and you're like, what is going on? To the point my kids know, my daughters know jiu-jitsu because it's the only martial art, and you have a baby, a girl. It's the only martial art a woman, smaller person, period, can have a bigger person in between their legs and get them off. And get them off violently too, violently. So I think every woman should know jiu-jitsu because we need to work on killing that and since you're here, Palm Beach Barbie, I'll keep it. I already got, bullets right there. Let me keep it cool. Sometimes I can hear the voice say, cállate la boca. Okay. Tame the tongue. Okay, I got you. Right. But no, that's interesting. Even in Jamaica, because it's not just Jamaica, but since you're Jamaican, you can speak for Jamaica, but it's the whole Caribbean. I talk to Haitians. Hey, where are you really from? I'm from Haiti. What do you have here in Haiti? What do you have? You're from Africa. You need to find out where you're really from so you can get the citizenships because we need each other to build. We need each other. We can't help build what we're going to build. But Ghana right now has over 5,000 of us in Ghana, and they're building communities, and it's beautiful. Check YouTube. You guys, if you need any tips on that, send me a thing. I'll do my best to send you what I can, or you can book a consulting session and I can really get in deep
into it.
But I just want people, because I see the future, and the future is only strong for us is if we have options. Dr. Claude Anderson said and wrote in his many books, we're an underclass in this world, in this America, but it's, if we talk about black folk, but it's not just black folk. Folks are going to degree schools, not being able, even white folks, not able to get a job where you have to work at Starbucks.
Yep.
This is an American problem. Might be a global, but we need to have options.
Options. I do believe that I feel like America gave you options. You don't think so?
No, America is a beautiful country, but you have to, this is monopoly. So in monopoly, you get one property, right? You could build up the hotels, but the goal to only win, you have to get more places. Yeah. So we call it geo arbitrage is the term, where we're taking our money. Because if I have all of Boardwalk, which that's the property I don't buy first, but if I have all of Boardwalk, but I only get, how many times can you land on Park Place or Boardwalk? So I have to go on the other side of the board and get the projects, them purple properties. Those are mine in the beginning. Play me Monopoly. Only if you got a whole day, because I ain't stopping. And if you tap out or cheat, we gonna have a problem. But I've got to buy here too, and I gotta buy here too. So America, it's a beautiful country. I don't down America, but to really win, and what I see wealthy people like Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, he's a former Marine who says, I can get out of America if it's turmoil in a short amount of time. Marines are supposed to fight. Yeah. And he owes over $800 million, so he says, but he's still wealthy and pays no tax. So if this old senior citizen is telling you that, who has clout, and his friend was President Donald Trump, my Irish twin, we were both born on June 14th. If he's ready to flee, what do you think the serfs, the peasants, the dukes, and everybody should be, at least have a plan if you care about yourself and or your kids and grandkids, like you spoke about?
I do believe that you need a plan.
Yeah.
A plan B all the time in life and everything you do.
Everything. So yeah, I don't down America, because America opens up my wife could not have got to where she got in Cameroon. There weren't enough med schools. You might have had to sleep with someone. You might have had to bribe somebody to get in. And so it gives, on that note, America the beautiful. I don't down it, but we have to have options, and that's for everybody out there. Yeah. Jews have options, and Jews even that live here go serve in the Israel army and do their service. So we just, that's my thing on that.
And education is key too, because once you have your education, you can take it anywhere.
Anywhere.
Education is key. You need that.
In education, I heard somebody, I can hear the haters sometimes. They're like, well, I ain't had no money for school and I didn't want to take a loan. No, education is what you get out of that library.
Hello.
Free 99.
Hello.
You know,
Hello.
yeah, YouTube that you on, you know, not to knock any channel, so I won't say a name, but instead of hearing who slept with who, you learn a skill and a trade and check out how things work. And that's real education.
And read more. Knowledge is power.
And
once you have that, no one can take it from you. And that's how you monetize that.
Man, on that note, you guys, we gave you game overload. If you want any more of this game, check Aaliyah out. Palm Beach Barbie on Mondays, 7 p.m. Eastern, live. And that's until she writes her book and has her courses and has everything else. When you get into her metaverse, Web3, here we come. You guys be blessed out there.
Be blessed. Have a good day.
Are you tired of the rat race in America? Are you ready to visit the motherland to relax and rejuvenate? Are you ready to explore all that Africa has to offer? Then check out the brand new Diversified Game Academy course, Prepare for My First Trip to Africa. Are you worried about being able to afford the trip? We got you. We will show you how to travel either on a budget or as a baller. Learn how to stress the value of the USD. Did you know that 100 United States dollars is worth over 1,000 South African rand or 10,000 Kenyan shillings or 54,250 West African CFA? Are you worried about taking your kids? Get the game from Kellen Cash, a bona fide world traveler, having traveled to almost 20 countries, several of those in Africa. Get the game on taking your kids on their first trips. Learn how to find the best tickets, get the visas, and plan your own adventures in Africa. Don't let Eddie Murphy have all the fun. Plan your own coming to Africa trip starring you, produced by you, and featuring you. If you are ready for a life-changing experience, sign up for our course today, Diversified Game Academy. Get prepared and purchase at diversifiedgame.com. Hey family, on November 20th through December 1st, 2022, we will have the all-inclusive Kenya trip. Now, a lot of times people have said, hey, Phil, when's the next trip we'd like to go? I want to see Africa for myself, but this is the time to go. Everything will be taken care of. All excursions are paid. You can do monthly payments. You know, they'll have safari and a 6-city tour. You will see Charlie Island, which is something that we did not see last time on the tour. This tour will be 12 days instead of 7 days. So make sure to secure your place on the trip by going to www.wbsvs.com, make your deposit, and then you can start making your payments, and we'll see you in Kenya.